Welcome back in our Monastic online classes, and today I am going to talk with you people about narration. Better said that I am going to continue narration the second part, where I am going to talk with you people about general rules. I am going to talk with you about change of tense, and mainly in today's class I am going to concentrate on two topics: change of tense and change of adverbs. Here, you people are going to study the ideas how you can become able to change the DS into IDs regarding the two set of rules, that is change of tense and change of adverbs. In my previous class, I have talked to you people about introduction of narration, where I have described about the introduction of narration. I have tried my best to make you understand about what is narration, how many kinds of narration is there, and then after why it has been kept in our syllabus. And then after I also talk to you people about the reason behind keeping narration in our syllabus. And then we went into the rules through which we can become able to change narration, through which we can become able to change the DS into the IDs. And for that, I have talked to you that there are two major rules, and the two major rules are that is general rules and special rules. Then after, we started talking about general rules, where I have taught you people that general rules are the compulsory rules which are applied in each and every kinds of sentences mentioned there in the reporting clause of DS to get them changed into the IDs. And I also talked to you people that there are four ways through which we can change the the DS into the IDs regarding general rules, and general rules are expressed through the four forms, and they are change of person, change of tense, change of adverbials, and change of punctuation marks. We have completed change of person. Today we are going to talk about change of tense and change of adverbials. So let's talk about change of tense. Is the rule number 2 under the topic change of tense. Talking about this rule, change of tense, you have to be concentrated upon the examples that I'm going to give you first. First, I'm going to give you first example, that is, he says to me, I have a book. It's one weakness. Before going into the rules, I'm going to make you understand about the idea what we are going to study here. Second is there, DS, he said to me, I have a book. Why I have given you these two examples? The very simple reason behind giving these two examples are, whenever you find the verb used in the reporting clause, that is the reporting verb, whenever you find that the reporting verb is in the present tense or in the future tense. If you find the reporting verb is in the present or future tense, at the very moment we are not allowed to change the tense of the reporting clause. But when you find that the reporting verb is in the past tense, at the moment you have to change the tense of the reported clause into the IDs. Once again, if you find the reporting verb is in the present or in future tense, for example, I want to give you another example, that is the DS. She will say to me, I will give you my book tomorrow. You can see that the reporting verb of this DS, the reporting verb of this DS is in the future tense. So when you find that the reporting verb is in present tense, or in future tense, we should not change the tense of the reported clause in ideas. And then after its ideas becomes, it tells me that change of persons will be applied according to the subject. First person given the subject he. There should be no change in the tense of this reported clause. And it becomes, there is with I, there is simply change from have, then with this he, the have V5 form is has, he has a book. And again you can see here, the reporting verb is the future tense. So it becomes, she will tell me. As the reporting verb is the future tense, so we should not change the tense of this reported clause into the ideas. He will tell me that, she will tell me that I should be changed to she. She will give, you should be according to me is the objective case. So me objective case is me, is first person. It should be changed with she. P1, so C P1 is her book tomorrow. One thing, as we are not allowed to change the tense when we find that the reporting verb is in the present or future tense, so we should also not change the time of adverbials into the ideas form. So when you find that the reporting verb is in present or in future tense, there should be no change occurred into the tense of the reporting clause in ideas. Like I said, we should also not change the adverbials in ideas when we find that the reporting verb is in present or future tense. But when we find the reporting verb in the past tense, if you find the reporting verb in the past tense at the moment, the tense of this reported clause, should be changed into the ideas. And it becomes, he told me that I should be changed according to he, that he had a book. I will detail you how this had has come here, but merely at first you have to understand that only we can change the tense of the reported clause in the ideas form when we find that there is the reporting verb is in past tense. But in the case of present and future, we are not allowed to change them. I want to change this one by using the past tense form here as the reporting verb, and at the very moment, what you can get. I want to bring the same example here, but the reporting verb will be changed in the past tense form. This is the example number 4. DS becomes she said to me, I will give you my book tomorrow. And you can find that the reporting verb is in past tense, so the tense of this reported clause will be changed into the ideas. And at the moment it becomes, she told me that she would, we should say it would give you according to me, give me, my should be according to she, her book tomorrow should change into the next day or the day after, like that. So we are allowed to change the tense and the adverbials only in the condition when we find that the reporting verb is in the past tense. But when we find that the reporting verb is in the present or future tense, at the moment we should not change the tense of the reporting clause into the ideas. I believe you have understood up to here. And thereafter, I am going to make you understand about the rule that tells us about change of tense. And very simple, the rule tells you that when the reporting verb is in the present or future tense, the tense of the reported clause should not be changed into the ideas. For example, you have already got, I'm going to give you another example. Ram says to me, I drink milk. Its ideas becomes Ram tells me that he drinks milk. Another one, the DS becomes he will have told Ravi I am writing a letter now. Where you can get its ideas from, like he will have told Ravi that this I should be changed according to he is writing a letter now. What you have found here, you have found that the reporting verb is here in present tense, it is in the future tense, and the reporting verb here is in present tense or is in future tense. At the moment, we have not changed the tense of the reported clause in the ideas. We have not changed the tense of the reported clause in ideas, but we have applied changes over the person. We have also got the idea that if the reporting verb is in the present or future tense, then we are not allowed to change the adverbials used during the reported clause of DS into the ideas. We are allowed to change the tense of the reported clause into the ideas only when we find that the reporting verb is in the past tense. But when we find that the reporting verb is in the present or future tense at the moment, we should not change the tense of the reported clause into the ideas. We can change the tense of the reported clause into the ideas only when we find that the reporting verb is in the past tense. So, when the reporting verb is in the past tense, the tense of reported clause, tense of reported clause of DS should be changed into the IDS in the following ways, where we can find that tense of the reported clause Tens of the reported class in DS, tens of the reported class in IDS. And here it becomes if there is simple present tense, it should be changed into simple past tense. If there is present continuous tense, it should be changed into past continuous tense. If there is present perfect tense, it should be changed into past perfect tense. If there is present perfect continuous tense, it should be changed into the past perfect continuous tense. If there is a simple past tense, it should be changed into past perfect tense. When you find there is the past continuous tense, it should be changed into past perfect continuous tense. In the case of past perfect tense, we should change it into the past perfect tense. When we find there is past perfect continuous tense, then we can change it into the past perfect continuous tense. If you find there is will or would plus V1, then we can change it into would plus V1. If there is shall or should plus V1, you can change it to should plus V1. If you find there can or could plus V1, we can get it as could plus V1. If there is beyond might plus V1, might plus V1. If there is had 2 plus V1, we can change it into the had 2 plus v1. When you find there is had 2 plus v1, we can change it into had 2 plus v1. Don't get confused, here we can get double had. If there we can find need plus v1, it takes had 2 plus v1. When you find there must plus v1, but if it is expressing present necessity, we can change it into must plus v1. In the case of must plus v1 expressing past necessity, can change it into had 2 plus v1. When you find that there is must plus v1 expressing future necessity, we can change it into would have 2 plus v1. Regarding the used to plus v1, it should not be changed. It remains as it is, used to plus v1. Up to plus v1, it should also not be changed, and it remains as it is, up to plus v1. So class, you can find that these are the ways through which we can change the tense of the reported class appears into the ideas. But be careful, we can change the tense of the reported class into the ideas only in the condition when we find that the reporting verb is in the past tense. If the reporting verb is in the present tense, we are not allowed to change the tense. But when we find that the reporting verb of the DS is in the past tense, at the moment we should change the tense of the reported class into the ideas in this way. Simple present into simple past, present continuous into past continuous, present perfect into past perfect, and present perfect continuous into past perfect continuous tense. Simple past, past perfect tense, past continuous, past perfect continuous. Past perfect into the past perfect as it is, past perfect continuous, that's past perfect continuous tense. So both remain as it is. Then if you find the root plus b1, you should change to root plus b1. Regarding sans root plus b1, should plus b1, can root plus b1, could plus b1. And may might plus b1, might plus b1, have 2 plus b1, had 2 plus b1, had 2 plus b1 into had 2 plus b1. Most of the students get confused here. I think you may have also confusion regarding this point. So how this had 2 has become? It has become, I want to give you an example. I think that okay if I erase this side. And I want to give you a simple one example for that. How it has been done. You all know that have 2 plus b1 is the modalizing verb, so in compulsion. So I want to give you an example regarding the 40 number. Suppose there is one student whose name is Ram said to me, I have to do my work yesterday. What you have to understand from here that this way about the speaker has to the compulsion that he has to do his work yesterday, and he's talking about the past time. And when you go through its simple rule, you can understand that this is the V2, had is V2, and when you find that in the reported class of DS, if you find name is V2, then we can change it to past perfect tense, and past perfect tense take had plus V3. And at the moment, you can simply change it into the ideas like this. Ram told me that first person pronoun I should be changed according to Ram. He had. This had remains for past perfect tense as I have had, and another had is the V3 of this had form. So this has become the double had here. So this is the past perfect tense as well verb, and this is the V3 form of this had verb. He had to do. Why should we change according to Ram? His work, study, style, and real. Why should we change into the day form? You can follow that. So you can change the tense of this reported clause of years only in the condition when we find the reporting verb is in the past tense. Be careful. If it is in present, we are not allowed to change the tense. It is in past tense, we are allowed to change the tense. So when I'm going to find that had to plus V1, so we change it to had to plus V1, need plus V1, it takes had to plus V1, must plus V1, expressing present necessity. I want to give you an example of this one also, so that if you can understand what. The same thing I'm going to write, like there is Ram said to me, I must do my work today. And if you are going to change it into the ideas, at the moment it becomes said to in the past tense, you should be changed into told. Ram told me that I should be changed according to Ram, that he, but it's talking about the present necessity, so you can simply get it as he must do his, with Ram, work that day. But when you find that there is study, then it should be changed into have to. When you find that there is tomorrow, then this should be changed into would have to plus be. So this all I'm talking about how you can change the tense of the reporting clause into the DS. And if you find that there is 2 plus B1 or 1 plus B1, they remain as they are. There should be no change. So this is all about change of tense and the compulsory form as the form of general rules while we are applying to change the reporting clause into the ideas form. So this is all about change of tense. So I believe you have understood. If you have any questions, you can write the questions in the comment box so that we will try our best to address the questions in our next class. Thank you very much.